In the mail, we all get mail, and I got a letter from the county tax assessor. And this is about property taxes. And right here at the very top of it, it says, "This is not a tax bill. Do not send money or checks." So for the last 18 years, whenever I get one of these, I just open it up, and there's a lot of stuff on here, and I kind of look at it, but I don't really pay any attention to it, and I put it aside. Well, for 18 years, I've lived in the same house. And over that 18-year period of time, my property taxes have gone from $1,800 a year to over $5,000 a year. Now, my property taxes have gone up because the value of my house has gone up, but the reality is, what happens is, these guys come in and flippers, you watch the TV shows about flippers and stuff. So they go into a neighborhood, they pick a house out, they fix it up, they put $100,000 or $200,000 worth of new stuff, granite, new floors, tiles. They take walls out and they do all this stuff, and they spend $200,000 on a $200,000 house. And now they got a house that's worth $400,000 because it was a $200,000 house, and they put $200,000 more in it, and they sell it for $420,000, and they make $20,000. But it's not the same house as mine because they spent another $200,000 fixing it up. So the property values in my neighborhood keep going up, but I haven't done any major renovations on my house. So they say this is not a tax bill. Do not send money or checks. But what this is an estimate of what they think the value of my house is. Now, I bought this house for $184,000 back 18 years ago. Now they say this house is worth $545,500. Well, number one, I wouldn't pay that much for this house today, even though it's 18 years later. I don't think it's worth $545,000. I think it's worth about $350,000 to $360,000. Our family doesn't need a $1 million mansion to live in. We need a nice house in a nice neighborhood, a safe neighborhood, but we don't live in a ridiculously expensive neighborhood. Although some of the flippers are trying to make it a pretty expensive neighborhood. So what I try to do is today I went to the tax assessor's office. Down here at the bottom here, it tells you what to do. So I took this information, I took some comparables, and I went down for about an hour and a half, and I met with one of the guys that works in this department. And he showed me the comparables. He kept showing me all the houses that had been fixed up. And he said, well, see, this house here is $600,000, this house here is $580,000, this house. And I'm saying, fine, but they've been fixed up and my house hasn't been. Why would one of those flippers buy my house for the price that they fix a house up for? They wouldn't. So he says that what I need to do next is I need to set an appointment to go in front of the review board, and present my case. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get nervous about being around tax people and government people and all that stuff. I'm glad I went to the tax office today. I'm glad I met Mel down there. Nice guy. He didn't have fangs. He wasn't mean or rude or anything. He just kind of explained to me the situation, and he told me what the next step is. Now, I spent an hour and a half at his office today, and I'll probably spend more time with this review board. But when you get one of these, look at it. And if it doesn't seem fair, do what it says at the bottom. I'm in the middle of this process. I'm going to go ahead and find out if I'm really going to have to pay more taxes next year for 2017 than I did in 2016. Right now, according to this, the answer is yes. But I think that we can get more in line with the real value of my house by going down and talking to the review board. So that's my next step. Don't be afraid of the government. They're there to help us to have the best quality life we can. Now, the money that comes out of this for my property taxes, that supports our local government. That supports our schools. That supports our zoo. You know, taxes are not necessarily bad, but we want to make sure the taxes are based on accurate information. And so I'll be visiting with the review board next to find out what we can do to go from here. So winners take action. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my webpage or whatever they call this, the YouTube channel, Tom Pace Mentor. Thank you very much.